Hello my friends and welcome. I am Reclusiarch and I think it's time to talk a little bit about E3. I think most of you guys know what E3 is. It's a gaming convention that's held in LA and it's one of the biggest gaming conventions in the world. And it's here that the big names, Microsoft, Sony, EA and other big publishers announce their games. So I'm very excited every time E3 is drawing close. And now, at the time of this recording, it's over. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about some of my highlights or moments that I thought was worth mentioning. I did watch the Microsoft conference. I watched the EA conference. I didn't watch the Sony, Ubisoft or Nintendo conference live because it was very late here in Sweden. But I did manage to look them up afterwards. And yeah, let's see what I have to say about it. Okay, so let's start with the Microsoft conference. Of course, this E3 was going to be very big on consoles since both the Xbox One and the PS4 were just recently announced. Now they want to put out all the exclusive titles, they want to talk about their consoles, they want to sell it. So Microsoft's conference was all about the Xbox One. And I'll be the first to admit I'm not a huge Xbox fan. I never was and probably never will be unless something changes. They got some good exclusives. Well, me and Halo have a troubled relationship. I love the characters in Halo. I love the setting. I love the story. It's really great. But I despise the gameplay. I can't play that game. It's just so... for me it feels very generic, you know? But Master Chief and Cortana are excellent characters. So, what do? I watch it online. You know, it's as simple as that. And the Xbox is going to get a new Halo game. And I think that surprised no one. But the CG was really cool. If you haven't watched it, I recommend you do. Because if you like me, I love CG, no matter the game really. Computer graphics have always been something I'm really amazed by. So go watch it. It's really cool. Let's see. I'm looking at the list here in the monitor. Yeah, they showed the some more Battlefield 4 single player. You guys know that I'm a huge Battlefield fan. I LP'd Battlefield 3. I thought it was real fun. Battlefield 4 single player seems really nice as well. They seem to have been adding a whole lot of lens flares or lightning effects. So if you thought it was hard to find and kill targets before, it's not going to be easier. Or get easier to do that. Oh my. But it looks amazing and it sounds amazing. And it's immersive in few ways that other games are. Say what you will about the shooter experience. It's like you're there in the thick of it, you know, with all the chaos of war. And it can be quite disconcerting at times, I admit. But I'm very much looking forward to play that, and I will LP the single play campaign for you. And of course, this isn't an Xbox exclusive, but they did show it on the Xbox conference. And of course, they had the I think it was the Destiny MMO from the makers of Halo, I believe. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Which is a MMO shooter of sorts, and I can't play shooters on consoles. I'm not good enough. I can't get the hang of the controls. But again, the character design in that game it's really good. The design, not only the characters, but the architecture and the armor and the cool faceplates. It looks really cool. But I won't be able to play it. But for you guys who really like Halo and shooters on consoles, go right ahead, because this looks really nice. What more is this there to say about the Microsoft conference? Oh yeah, actually this was a statement that the Microsoft exec Don, what's his name? Don Matrick, I think his name is. Let me check out my notes. Don Matrick, yeah. Don Matrick was interviewed after the conference, and Microsoft got a whole lot of flack because the console itself needs to check in on the internet every 24 hours, or you can't play games. And that's a problem for those who don't have a stable or permanent internet connection. Such things are very foreign to us here in Sweden. Everyone is connected with really high speeds. But that's not the case, everywhere in the world. So people frowned on that quite a bit. But Don Matrick, he's got a solution for you. If you don't like being online all the time, you can always buy an Xbox 360. What are you talking about? This is like the next gen wars going on, and you expect me to not buy a PS4, no, buy a 360 instead, which don't have any of the new games, because I don't have an internet. I mean, it's just so, arrogant. It just... When I read that statement, I was just dumbfounded that they would even say something like that. Buy a 360. I mean, they are supporting it still, but it just seems so silly. Am I the only one who thinks that? I don't know. But I don't know. Maybe they'll try and salvage this somehow. But for now, I think the general consensus is that Microsoft didn't do all that well in their conference because of the DRM that's in place and the difficulty of sharing games. It's all, it's for a good cause. You don't want piracy. Piracy is bad, but it's always sad when we who just want to play the game and are honest get caught in the crossfire. It is. But anyway, let's go forward. After the Microsoft conference, I took a nap, and a few hours later, at 2200 hours, was the EA conference. And this is a conference I was looking forward to very much. I have always been a fan of EA. Yeah, no, don't give me any flack. I know EA have been in the crossfire a few times. I think I've been voted worst company in the US twice in a row, which is, I think that's just silly. People can't think of a worse company than EA, really. But let's not get into that here. In either case, I am a EA fan, and I look forward to many of the games that will publish in the coming years. So, EA conference. Well, the first thing they showed was, it was a white landscape And you can hear someone walking. They have been shell shocked. Then you can hear lasers, and my head just started racing. Well, is this the new? And then you saw the snow speeder crashing into the ground, and my mind went. It's the new Battlefront. It had to be. And then you see the AT-AT leg, the Imperial Walker leg, crashing down, and I was, oh yes, I finally get a new Battlefront game. And for you who don't know what a Battlefront game is, it's like Battlefield but in the Star Wars universe. You know, you play as a rebel or Imperial, and you run around and you can get into vehicles, all-terrain armored transports, big AT-ATs, walkers, snow speeders and stuff like that. And having that experience in the Frostbite engine, Frostbite 3 engine, that will be freaking amazing. My body is ready for Battlefront. I used to play the older Battlefront games, but not that much. I was always a Battlefield fan, and the Battlefront games didn't really have the polish that the Battlefield games had. But now when DICE is in command of the Battlefront game and it has the Frostbite 3 engine, I'm just so happy. And to be honest, I'm starting to get slightly bored of modern shooters. And if I could get a Battlefield game with laser blasters and walkers and stuff like that, that would be amazing. Amazing. So here's me hoping that it will be a excellent game. Anyway, that was it. They didn't really show anything else, and that they just showed a small teaser, and that's it. But from all that, whoa, the internet just went on fire. Is that even a saying? No, I don't think so. Well, it's a saying now. I just made it up. So, what more? Oh yeah, Dragon Age Inquisition. Oh yeah, there we got something nice as well. I am a big Dragon Age fan. I'm a big BioWare fan in general. And the trailer showed what the characters would look like in the new Frostbite 3 engine. Looks great. You saw Varric, you saw Morgan, Cassandra. And personally, I can't wait for this game. It's just... It feels like it's Mass Effect 3 again. You know, the end of an era. And you all know how much I love Mass Effect 3. So I'm very pumped to get this game. It's going to be some time. I think it was fall 2014. So it's going to take some time until we get the game, but I'm okay with that. If they do it well, I'm totally okay with that. And I think this game will be something that really suits me. You know, it seemed like some sort of demonic invasion, and you play as an Inquisitor, which is right up my alley. You know, someone who has integrity, principle, lawful, you know, judge, jury, executioner. I don't know if that's actually the kind of Inquisitor we will play, but that's probably the Inquisitor I want to play. And I think that suits my playstyle very well. So, bring on the demonic infestation. I'm here with my sword and shield ready to tank anything. It's gonna be awesome. But I wonder... Okay, this is a... Okay, I'm going off tangent here a little bit. Hawk and the Grey Warden. How will they be in the new game somehow? It seems very hard to get them in, you know, naturally in the flow of things, because just the Grey Warden, he could be dead. He could be Morgan's love interest, he could be Morgan's friend, he could be Morgan's enemy. I mean, he or she. And I don't know how BioWare will incorporate the Grey Warden into this story. It just sounds like such a huge job. But if they do, I won't be against it. Of course not. Maybe if the Warden is there, he's some kind of enemy. If he romanced Morgan, then my Inquisitor gets to kill Kale Cousland. I'm okay with that. But it would be quite the epic fight. And Hawk I think is easier to incorporate into the story. Since we all know that he or she lives. But yeah, we'll see. It's still some days out. some years out. So all in due time. Perhaps the Inquisitor is Hawk. Yeah, think about that. Anyway, let's see, what more? EA conference. Yeah, Battlefield 4 multiplayer reveal. Battlefield 4 kind of looks like Battlefield 3, just slightly better on details. But they got some new cool features. They got the commander mode. You have a commander who watches the battle and can call in airstrikes and UAVs and stuff like that. Really nice. They brought that back from like Battlefield 2, but a more refined version of it. That's going to be really nice to see. Other than that, I can't really think of anything else in the EA conference that I thought was really, really awesome. I might have missed something, but yeah, let's carry on. Sony conference. I didn't watch the Ubisoft or the Nintendo conference. They didn't really have anything to offer me, I think. I was never a Nintendo guy. I don't really like the Nintendo games. Ubisoft, nothing really resonated with me. And the Sony conference, well, it was all PS4. And it was, I mean, it was clear that they wanted to kick someone who was already down. So poor Xbox got a lot of jabs. The PS4 was cheaper. They didn't need to check in periodically to work. You can share games easily. So there's a lot of talk about who won the console wars. And I think most people say that PS4 was the clear winner. But nothing is set in stone. But I will say that I have always been a PlayStation person. Well, mainly I'm a PC person. But if I have to have a console, it's going to be a PlayStation. It's as simple as that. Sorry. But I don't play many console games. I think I played like one console game on the PS3, and that's God of War 3. Although I do want to play Heavy Rain and a few other games, because they seem really cool. Anyway, the Sony conference. The one thing I took away from the Sony conference was The Division, which is a MMO TPS, third-person shooter thingy. It looked really cool. It's like a futuristic, post-apocalyptic shooter, but set in modern times. And the amount of details they put in, it was that sold me. You can see in the trailer this guy behind a police car, and he was moving up, across the police car. And it's this door that's like slightly open, and he moves up and he closes the door as he moves past it, and it's things like that really catches my eye. And I think it's great that games are actually going so far to put those little details in. That was amazing. It was incredible. All in all, the Division looks really cool. Again, I think it's PS4 and Xbox One game, so I won't be able to play it. But if it's somehow coming to PC, I'll take a look. Yeah, I can't play shooters on the consoles. I'm sorry. And that's about it. Well, actually, there's one more announcement that was made, and this announcement for me was the biggest announcement ever. I mean, I was so hyped when I read this news. I couldn't stop grinning for at least 15 minutes. And there's no pictures on it. There's no video. There's only text. Well, they do have a homepage with a picture on it. And I've been waiting for this game for many years. And this just came out of the blue. I had no idea it was even in production. And that game was Warhammer 40,000 Eternal Crusade, which is a Warhammer MMO third-person shooter. Blows my mind. I mean, you can play as... Okay, calm down. Those of you who know me know that I adore the Warhammer 40,000 universe, which I think showed when I played Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine. I had so much fun playing that game. It was so fun to play it. Well, really? Okay, that works. The joy and playing a game like that, but in an MMO with friends. Of course, I don't know how the graphics will be or if the gameplay will be similar to Space Marine, but Space Marine is a third-person shooter, and this new MMO is a third-person shooter, and they say it's going to be huge. You can jump into vehicles. You have 4 factions. You have Space Marines, Chaos Space Marines, you have the Eldar, and you have the Orcs. And I've been waiting for this game for so long, but I've also been burned several times when it comes to MMOs. So I'm hoping, please be awesome. Please have good animations. Please have good sound. Please have at least good graphics. They don't need to be amazing, but good graphics and really good gameplay. That's all I ask. Please. So that was, yeah, it just blew my mind, actually. And it's very far off, a few years, I think. But eventually, I'll get to play it, and hopefully it'll be incredible. Please be incredible. But yeah, that's it. Nothing new, nothing more. If you guys have anything to say about the E3, feel free to leave a comment. And I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.